what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. That's Brett Grasso. This is Locked Up Sports Week 17 in the NFL. Kicked off on Thursday. Christmas. 2 games yesterday. Brett, we want to welcome in the Sports Empire Network as we are broadcast on them today, right now, live on the Sports Empire Network. Our good buddy Freddie Henderson came on. Yeah, he commented yesterday. Today we're on the network.
We're spreading this these New York vibes and this New York snow and Christmas all across the country now down. We'll see what we got. Got a big NFL slate this week. A lot of playoff stuff. A lot of who's going to end up where. Like, especially like Jets, Giants, 1-2.
Yeah, I guess we could. You could kind of talk. Yeah, 1-2. How embarrassing!
1-2 by the end of the day.
How embarrassing
is that? 1-2. Not in a positive one. 1-2 worst. And second worst.
And they're like pulling plays like the Raiders are telling people like, all right, this guy's hurt. They have a new guy hurt every day. They're putting him on injured reserve. Your knee.
But big news, the big news for that, probably the biggest injury, they're playing Ashton Jeanty is playing versus the Giants today. So you have that's a good news for the Giants.
It's gonna be a bad game. That's a bad. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Listen, the Giants. But you trade the pick probably anyway, right? You end up trading because it's usually a quarterback. You trade the pick if you have a quarterback. Giants have a quarterback.
No, but you literally, as that first pick for the Giants, now if they trade out and whatever, you just gained yourself another first-round pick, one way or the other. You just turned that first round into two. And you're going to get the number 2, 3, or 4 after that.
See, now, as far as New York,
that's great. So you're going to get 2.
Yeah, probably. 2, 3, or 4, because you can't only move up a couple.
Plus the Jets, which is now the Colts pick. You're going to end up with a top 18 pick and the number 2 pick or 3.
For me, the biggest thing in New York football today, forget about the picks. I'm not interested in 1 pick, 2 pick. Is the kick. The kick. She's got to make the kick today.
You ready? The Jets kick today. We were talking about it a little bit yesterday.
When are they doing it? Is it pregame? Is it halftime? Is it third quarter?
They were like, you're in the contest. You're out of the contest. We might give you a $100 Visa gift card. You might make $100,000. Nobody knows.
Her family might be there. They might have tickets. The Jets sold them back the tickets.
The family has bought tickets, sold tickets, and now it's to buy them on the open market, which cost $100,000. So it's a whole.
Jets are charging her $100,000 for the ticket.
It worked out to be an even swap, and if she misses the kick, it's going to cost her $100,000.
So yesterday we had 2 games better than, at least it was better than it was better than Christmas, right? So it was better than Christmas, but you had Derrick Henry, old school, classic Derrick Henry. He came out, he was running, and it was hard running too. It was running over people last night. In the first drive, the third drive, they scored every time. And even when the Packers kind of got it close in the second half, they got it within a score, it opened right back up. And Derrick Henry, 6 yards, I think 3 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. No, and all year, that's all everybody's been begging them to do. Just begging them. Just please run the ball. Do this, and they won't. They just, same thing they did in the playoffs last year. They all of a sudden decided, we want to be an offensive passing team. We want to show that Lamar Jackson is a pocket passer. And that's all fine. You know when he's a pocket passer? When Derrick Henry's doing what he did last night. I could be a pocket passer when Derrick Henry's doing what he did last night. Well,
I mean, Huntley, at one point, they had run 63 plays, I think, to 20-something for the Packers.
But it was forced. But the thing is that this had to be forced upon the Ravens because of not having Lamar Jackson. That wouldn't have been the game plan.
And Huntley's not bad. Huntley's not bad. Huntley's respectable. Like, he can play.
He did a great job. He was a game manager. He did a great job last night.
And he could run.
Same thing with Malik Willis. But I will say this. That would not have been the game plan if Lamar Jackson was in. It would have been a lot more Lamar Jackson. And they're missing sight of who the best part of that offense was last year.
Yeah, but I don't think you can get that. Derrick Henry's old. He's old. Like, running back's shelf life is like 3 years.
You're right.
Derrick Henry's older now. He can't do that every week.
I mean, I understand Micah Parsons is out, but that was a no-joke, defense last
year. Oh, that was an all-time? But it was a no-joke defense when they're all healthy and Micah Parsons and everything.
But it's not like you're playing the Jets, though. You know what I mean? If that happened, you wouldn't have taken that same thing. You expect anybody to run for 3 touchdowns versus the Jets, and nobody's even going to blink.
Now,
that team, that is a team who's going to be supposedly going deep in the playoffs with that defense. So,
they might have made. Yes and no. I don't think they're very good either. I think
they're the one and done. I think they're the one and done.
I think them and Seattle are the two kind of, everybody's like, oh, well, they're good. They could go. They could. You're right. They could. You're right.
But
they could get
Seattle but the problem is you're going to be playing in Seattle, right, for one of those games.
Yes, tough. If they win,
that's tough.
But Seattle could also be going to Tampa.
There's the switch. So no, or Carolina, which I think is
wherever.
I think it's Carolina, and I think they lose. And I think that
they always lose. They always lose. The team with 8 wins that hosts the playoff game always wins.
Show you how important it is. Like these last games, not about who's in or out. We know who's in or out for the most part, except for 2 teams. It's that the difference of who makes the championship game, I think all comes down to who ends up with the home field advantage. Like I really do.
Oh yeah, I think and listen, the Bills aren't going to win because they need you would need the Jets, right? To beat New England, because New England's going in there today, and it's going to be going to be an embarrassment of the Jets is what New England's probably looking. We're done with our rebuild. You have tried 2 rebuilds since this, right? We're going to kick your ass. We're going to win the division on your stadium. The girl's going to miss the kick. They're coming out to block the kick at halftime.
They will block the kick. That I agree. Someone will block the kick, like for sure. Or they will like intimidate her. They'll bring like Tom Brady out or something.
Yeah. Tom Brady's going to hold it for you.
The truth is, and I will say this, and I could care less what anybody does or how much you beat us by, but Vrabel does the respectable beatdown. He doesn't run it up.
Yeah,
He's a respectable beatdown guy, and I've seen it a few times with them where they could have won those games 60-14, and they won the game 40-14 or whatever.
Which is weird because Belichick's not like that. Belichick will go for 2. Remember when they went for 2? They ran the 2-point version with no defense.
But that's the point, though. But I think that's the exact point, though. You know what people do when they come in? They want to make their own mark. This is what I do. This is how we do it. It's different than we used to do it. And look, you know what? It's one of those. It's the biggest FU, I think, is the not only can we do it, but we can shut it down.
We're going to run it into the line 10 times.
It's more embarrassing. We're not even playing football anymore. We're not going to let you see one more of our decent plays so someone else can see it down the road. We're done. We're not getting anybody hurt. Here you go. And you know what? I don't have respect for it, but I feel like it's actually a bigger dig. Good for you, Vrabel.
Yeah, so there's really only 2 spots up for grabs, 4 teams, and it could be, now you're going to need some things that are unlikely to happen. You're going to need Cleveland to win today over Pittsburgh. And if that happens, and if Carolina loses and Tampa Bay can somehow pull something out of their ass, which they haven't been able to do at all. Baker Mayfield's got to get it together. They're 1-6, and they can win.
And that could happen. I can see that be the flip.
That sets up 2 playoff games next week.
Carolina losing to Seattle, Tampa Bay beating the Dolphins, and coming down for.
We have a possibility of 2 playoff games next week.
That's what it is.
You could have this because Steelers play the Ravens and Carolina and the Bucks. You could have 2 playoff games, and we might have nothing.
And well, no, at the same time, how does it work, though, if, say, the Steelers win this week? They're what?
They're in. They win the division. They're in.
It's over. Oh, I'm looking at it now, yeah. And I think it's a game in Cleveland. I think Pittsburgh squeaks it out in the fourth quarter, maybe even by 10. But I think it's Cleveland's winning at some point in the fourth quarter.
And they got and it's listen, the Ravens. People, if you the Ravens team last night could beat anybody, right? But that Derrick Henry's older. You're not going to get that every week. They don't have their quarterback Lamar Jackson. They're not the same team. Huntley played well. He was running. He ran that one in on that naked bootleg. He fooled everybody.
They both looked good, and I did not. You expected a sloppy game. We're so used to watching when the Jets or Giants quarterback goes down. Do you know what the football looks like after? It's some of the most horrific, egregious thing you've ever seen in your whole life.
We saw the Jets Giants.
That
I think
was good
2 years ago.
Last night.
2 years ago, Jets Giants, 2 backup quarterbacks. Worst game I've ever seen. Set football back 100 years. No, last night, there was an 8-minute drive to kick the game off. Then Willis came back in 3 plays and stuck it in the end zone. Then another 8-minute drive. It was a great back and forth the whole first quarter.
And it was like a Derrick Henry 13-play drive to start. And then it was like a 2 long pass.
2 plays.
And I looked over, I go, well, we're in for it. We're in for a game. And then Henry had 2 touchdowns by the time you blinked. Yeah. And you're like, whoa. And that was you.
I didn't like him going for it. He went for the Packers. Went for it on 4th down on their own 30-yard line. With they're only down a touchdown. And you know what I think they were doing? They were trying to just keep the defense. The defense was on the field. They'd come out, it'd be touchdown, 3 and out, fumble, and then they were like, you got to give us a breath over here. Go for it. Don't punt it.
Yeah, it's exactly what happens. You're exactly right. And that is what kills defenses. You leave them out on the field too long, your offense can't get 1 or 2 first downs. I don't care how great your defense
Or
is.
they get a first down, they get a touchdown. Like the first drive, it was like 2 plays in the end zone. And then it was fumble.
It's incredible.
Did you see him get hit in the face with the snap? He almost got knocked over. That thing was a rocket. I mean, it was a rocket.
That's what we want to see, though, with football. Like, you want to see, like, just a little bit. You want to see
he looked this way, and it was like, bam, and he got knocked back. So I mean, that was crazy.
It was good though, yeah. But that makes it that kind of changed everything there. They have their shot, but
the Broncos. So the Broncos win the West with the Chargers loss. That's a big loss for the Chargers. Listen, the Chargers didn't play well yesterday. That was disappointing from the Chargers. Yesterday coming out like that. The Texans. What?
The Broncos are in the 1 seed, man.
Not yet, but the Broncos are in the 1 seed with a win today because they hold all the tiebreakers against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So the Patriots need the Broncos to lose, and they got to win. They're going to win against the Jets. So yeah, there are some games, and there will be some games next week that'll be jockeying within the.
Then you have the real important jockeying, and then you start looking at the Giants Raiders game today for the who's going to end up in the 1 pick, who's going to end up in the 2 pick.
Giants Raiders, big one.
Raiders, big game for all that stuff, and then I mean obviously the
Colts
Jets
got
have
knocked
to lose
out
today to keep their spot.
Colts got knocked out yesterday.
Colts get knocked out, and that's the Jets pick, and so you're at a top 18 pick.
Listen, the Jets went dead. Now it was 7-1. They were 7-1.
And that pick gets better and better
every 5 minutes. That pick gets better. Every 5 minutes.
That's what happened. I have a feeling Woody Johnson is the one who called Phillip Rivers and was like, "I got this. I got a great idea for you." Or say,
"I got this girl that's gonna kick. She's terrible, and I got you a quarterback. We can't miss."
He's just been sending Rivers to the buffet every day for the whole year, just setting him up for this. He's like, "I know how to tank. You want to tank? I'll tank."
Rivers gonna fail. I guess he'll finish it off, right?
This is great. That's the best story going. He comeback player of the year, Bob, without a win.
Listen, he might be player. He might the way he played. He's gonna get a win. Who they play today? Who they play?
No,
because it's good Jets. It's good Jets at one point.
No wins. The Jacksonville. They lose today to Jacksonville.
So, that's right, Jacksonville's got a big one, and Jacksonville's got a big. It's a big one for Jacksonville.
That's a big game for them. So
Jacksonville 7 in a row,
and then you have New Orleans playing Tennessee, and that's a big one. Let me tell you,
because the Jets have Tennessee's pick, right?
If the Tennessee loses, if the Giants lose, if the Jets lose. The Giants win, God forbid. This is going to be a 1-2 Jets-Giants possibly by the end. And I know that's like whatever. We can talk about
one. You mean one Jet? The Jets can still get the 1?
Yeah, I think.
No, what if the Raiders? Well, the Raiders no, because one of the Jets or the Giants or Raiders are going to win today.
Well, they can, but they can end up with the same record as the Giants and one other team, but there's a good chance it's the Jets and Giants the same record. I don't know how that ends.
I think it's like interconference because they didn't play each other. Yeah,
we can all pretend all we want that we can figure out what it is.
We can't do that, folks. We can't do that
right now, and the odds are higher of knowing the truth.
I can't know that tiebreak because that's going to go deep into the tiebreak. Is like point differential and stuff like that. Like when the 1 pick is determined on like point differential, they should just flip a coin. Yeah, because they didn't play each other. They're different conferences, different. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, you're right.
So, Let me bring up the games here for today. Let's
do it quick.
We'll come back and we'll do picks in a little bit. Well, let's finish off what we got here today because you got to run for a little bit. I'm gonna do my segments and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna do the picks. So today's games. Listen, you got there's jockeying within the playoffs, right? Because now we talk about I want to see the 2. I'm excited for 2 possible playoff games next week, right? But in reality, Carolina, Tampa Bay, not going to the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, probably not going to the Super Bowl either, regardless of who gets in. The bigger games really are these ones for the 1 seed, the home field, the Seattle, that NFC West.
Yes.
Everybody, Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams. And it's and even bigger is I think the AFC East. I think if somehow the Bills can get the Jets to win this game,
you're right.
Then the Bills could really be a sleeper in the Super Bowl because I think it's the Bills here.
I think I look at it that way. I say AFC East, whoever gets that home field advantage throughout the playoffs, or especially versus each other, they're the team who goes to the AFC Championship. That I can see that. I can see that all day.
Yeah,
and I think very similar situation out west. The only scenario I can see where it doesn't work out that way is say if Seattle goes on to say take that thing and you're going to Seattle. I actually think that as much as it's hard to play there, a team like the Rams, I think, can go play you anywhere. I
Rams
think the Rams
are
can
better.
go into the Denver. I think they can go into Denver and beat Denver. I think they can go in Seattle and beat Seattle. But I think all those other teams, I think the Broncos going into anywhere else. I think that, Seattle having to go into Denver, I think those are tough games.
Well, because you're looking at young quarterbacks, right? You don't trust the Patriots.
You don't trust.
You don't trust.
You don't trust Darnold. No, you trust. I'm sorry. You trust Drake May a heck of a lot more than you trust Sam Darnold. You trust. Matthew Stafford.
I don't know about that. Darnold, but about the same. Because Darnold's not. Darnold, yes, he's done it before. We've seen him do it. But never in like a AFC Championship game.
No, I don't trust
different
him.
story.
I think that you're gonna. I think this is what happens with Darnold is. Over the course of 3 games, you get one bad performance, you lose the game. I don't think you get 3 in a row. May has shown you every game he's coming in hot. Like, there's no question he's good every day.
Yeah, well, listen, I start to believe in him now. That's a game the other night.
That's what I mean is you have off days with Sam Darnold. That's what loses you runs. You can have an off day the first day, it's over. It's like a team in baseball. You show up and your offense don't show up for 2 days in the first round, you're out. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah. And Vrabel's the coach, and he's
right. By halftime, it's over. You're at 21-0. You're like, what happened? And it's
you
over.
can see that with Darnold. Yeah, he throws 3 picks. He throws picks.
And then,
he throws a lot of
lead
picks.
off the second half with another pick.
And I also think the Rams are head and shoulders the best team in the NFC, talent-wise, and just there's the best. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they're the best team in the NFC. The AFC, you could argue that the Bills are better than the Patriots. Anytime, any day of the week.
And you know what we're missing right now? And we're missing it right now. We will bring up whatever it is next week or the week after. Someone's going to get hurt on one of these teams that's going to change everything. We don't even know who right now. Someone on one of these teams we're talking about right now, they're going to win the game, right? But someone gets hurt where they go, oh no, next week is not even the same. It happened to Parsons.
Well, it happened last week.
Mahomes didn't matter. Wait, what?
It happened last week with Love is down.
No, with Mahomes and Love
Jackson,
and all of it.
Lamar
There's
Jackson.
someone that we're not talking about. We're thinking about all these guys, but it's almost not going to matter. It's going to be like, oh man, it's like it's going to be
San Diego. It's going to be San Diego. It's going to be like Humphrey. It's going to be like it's going to be a San Diego quarterback. It's going to be something like that. Or it's going to be Derrick Henry who breaks his leg.
You're only as good as your one thing. Yeah, right. And someone sneaks in. So it's good. I like where we're at this year. I feel like we have a changing of the guard this year. I feel like we have some new blood. We have a new, hopefully, fresh Super Bowl to watch.
Yeah, because I don't think the Eagles are going.
Got their shot. There's a window here that a couple guys need to squeeze into, and Josh Allen's one of them.
Josh Allen. Well, this is
Josh Allen's in a window like you've never seen.
But they're making it hard.
This every year.
But they're making it hard for themselves, right? Because you're right. This is the year, and I can still see them going. But now he's made hard. Now they're going to go on the road for 3 weeks. You know how hard it is to win 3 straight playoff games on the road.
But it's like the perfect spectrum of football. It's like Bo Nix is like the fresh guy who thinks every year is going to be like this.
Yes, he's Dan Marino. Dan Marino.
Josh Allen.
Dan Marino.
I'm here, but it's too hard to do it. And then you have it's.
But my nemesis aren't here. My arch nemesis aren't here for Josh Allen. He's like, where is everybody? Right. Oh, the new kids are running up the hill.
Then you have Jordan Love being like, I'm the greatest quarterback, but truthfully, he was only good because Michael Parsons was in the defense was playing so good.
And you know what? Willis. Why do the Packers keep getting these 2 quarterbacks, Brett?
And then you have the biggest question mark in the world, Sam Darnold over there, and you're going, there's just so much going on. And then you have Drake May laughing as a sleeper over in the corner going, guys, you didn't know I'm going to win the Super Bowl.
But
I don't even care.
And how quickly we forget it's only been 10 days. The Bears. We're not even talking about the Bears yet. Right? 10 days, we forgot. They're off for 10 days, and everybody forgets.
And then you have the Texans down there going, you know what? We can squeeze a go. It's just crazy.
Well, they have the defense. The Texans have the defense. The Broncos have the defense. Seattle is a defense too. They're more of a.
I know. I can already tell you right now. You think it's going to be Bills last team.
I do. I'm picking the Bills for the Super Bowl. That's what I'm picking for the Bills. And I'm rooting for the Bills.
Patriots, I think.
Because I mean, come on with the Bills.
Patriots
it's
in the
generation.
Super Bowl.
The generation.
No, Bills don't even make the AFC Championship. It's Patriots going in. They play the Rams. They lose to the Rams.
So the Bears lose to the
Rams. Patriots in San Francisco.
Rams Patriots doesn't feel like it's new though.
It's terrible. I don't like it either. I'm not saying it's good, Bob. I'm just saying what it is.
And Jacksonville, you worried about Jacksonville?
This is like picking a bet that you know is going to lose just because you like it better. I'm like, no, you got to pick what makes the money, Bob. This is the winner. Yeah, this is the winner.
All right, so Brett's gonna go eat some brunch. He'll be back in a little bit. We'll make our picks. And that's it, Brett.
Gotta go pick up your wife. She's standing in the cold.
You're right.
If we
you do have to
any
pick up my
longer,
wife.
she will be standing in a train station in the cold, just so we're all clear.
All right.
All right, Bob, you're up.
All right, so we'll be right back with Brett in just a little while. We're also going to have Mark Mancini coming up. A bit of technical difficulties going on here as we had the Empire, not the Empire, I'm sorry. The new network, it's not, I couldn't log in and we couldn't get it going, but we will get things fixed and we will have it for you. It'll be on the network either, a little bit later or whatever. But either way, hey, listen, big games all over the NFL today. You got the Giants locally. We got the Giants and the Jets. We're going to do the Giants and the Jets here for a couple minutes, and then we will have Mark Mancini on to discuss the AFC with the Steelers and the Ravens last night, and whether he's worried about that and what's going on there. So we'll see how it goes there. But hey, listen, we are live here on Facebook. Week 17 this week, next week, and then that's it. And then we are into the playoffs, and it's time to go for the NFL. Let me just bring the ticker up here so you guys get the games going on and everything. 1 second here. There's the ticker. Let me get the lower third here. And there we go. Right? We good? No, hold on. We don't have the lower third yet. 1 quick second. No, that's not the lower third we need. One second here, folks. Sorry about this. Live TV right here at its finest. But anyway, the Giants and the Raiders today. Listen, around here, the Giants fans generally they're rooting for them to lose. Jets and Giants fans. It's a weird concept if you think about it with the way these things go. How you root for the teams to lose. And we've been, Giants and Jets fans have been rooting for their teams to lose since basically, I'd say probably a little bit after Halloween when we knew that it was pretty much over for both of these teams for the season. We didn't even make it past the World Series with these two teams. But what you got to look at is you got to look at the future and the draft pick. For me, I don't think the Giants, obviously the first pick would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have the first pick, but they have a quarterback. And you would, I think what the Giants would do is they would probably trade the first pick is what they would do because it would benefit them more to trade it. You don't need a quarterback. You don't need the quarterback to, hold on 1 second. Oh, there we go. You don't need the quarterback because you have your quarterback. So what you do is you trade it. You end up with a top 5 pick anyway. And going forward, you kind of stockpile players. But the Giants have been stockpiling players now for years. They've been a bad football team going on, minus the 1 year where they went to the playoffs and Daniel Jones had the good year and they ended up losing to the Eagles, getting blown out. The Giants have had bad years every year since they won the Super Bowl. So it's not like it's been, okay, they got a bunch of draft picks. And even last year's draft pick, this pass rusher is not that good. And he's getting in trouble and he's sleeping in meetings and he's getting suspended and he's sitting on the bench and he's bitching and moaning and he's asking for LT's number. Could you imagine the Giants gave him LT's number and we had this season? I mean, come on. It's a joke, and it's a joke being run by, and I hate to say it's being run by John Mara, he's got cancer, he's dying, he's in bad shape. He can't really fully function and run this team right. There's no reason the GM should still be in his position. There's no reason the Giants should be talking about letting the GM possibly lead this search for another coach. I mean, are we serious here? Listen, when a GM hires a coach, just as when a coach gets a quarterback, drafts a quarterback, they are linked at the hip. Okay? And Dable went all in on this quarterback. He said it was him. He wanted him. Then he gets fired. The quarterback obviously is still here. First year, he's played well. We think we have a future with this quarterback. And then coming in, they fired Dable. They leave the GM. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And now you have 2 wins, which is just pathetic. Listen, the Raiders are bad. The Raiders are a bad team. They're playing a little bit better now. I think they can beat the Giants because, we have our quarterback. Okay, Dart has looked good this year at times. And I think, listen, this isn't a knock on Dart for the future. I think Dart is the Giants quarterback. going forward into the future. He is the future of the Giants. They do have a franchise quarterback. I think he's shown flashes of that over this year. I think Dart has certainly shown you in the Eagles game, in a couple games, and in a couple spots. He has no weapons. It's not his fault. Okay? And with Scatterboo, when Dart and Scatterboo were both healthy and they were both here and they were both in the lineup, there was a little bit of juice for Giants football. We actually had a couple weeks of, you were sitting down on a Saturday or a Sunday and you were like, all right, Giants game is on, right? The Giants game is on. I'm excited to watch it. We beat the Eagles. And then Dart went down and Scatterboo went down. And Scatterboo then is at the WWE 4 days after blowing out his Achilles. And then it just it spiraled down, and then they fired Dable, and then Kafka comes in to be the interim. He's a disaster. This team hasn't been ready for a lot of these games now. We're back to that because I think at least with Dable earlier here in this year, the Giants were ready to play on Sunday, right? They've lost a lot of games where it was close. We've had a couple games where it was teams. The Giants would miss the field goal. Don't get me started on the kicking. Hold on, baby girl. Don't get me started on the kicking with this Giants, as we have a lion in the house here. Don't get me started on the Giants kicking, because everybody else in the league is making 50, 55, 60-yard field goals like it's nothing. The Giants have kickers that get hurt in warm-ups. They're not ready to play. They get a guy and he misses 40-yarders and 35-yarders. They miss extra points. The kicking in this league right now is ridiculous. And it's supposed to be ridiculous for every team. It's supposed to be relatively easy to kick field goals down. It got so easy that they were talking about possibly narrowing the goalposts. And the Giants are sitting here getting their kicker hurt getting their kicker hurt during the national anthem, or he's not ready to kick, or they're missing extra points, or they can't even get that right. The special teams was not good this year, okay, for the Giants. Now, and then you look on the other side with the Jets, the special teams was great. The special teams was fantastic with the Jets. Don't get me wrong. But as far as the Giants goes, it has not been good. The Jets, the only part of the Jets that was any good. Hold on, baby girl. The only part of the Jets that was any good was the special teams, because the rest of it has just been a complete and utter failure and a disaster and an embarrassment on every angle. And it continued this week with this girl who, with the kicking contest. Listen, the Jets don't need this kind of PR in during the season, in this part of the season, when you are as bad as you are. Your coach, Aaron Glenn, yeah, he's going to get another year, but he's looked like a complete disaster and failure of a pick, because he was dancing around the sidelines a couple weeks into this season as the Jets blocked the field goal. And then don't forget, they lost that game. So he was dancing on the sidelines prematurely, and they ended up losing that game. And they've just been non-competitive. They've had 6 games where they didn't even score a touchdown. Jets didn't even score a touchdown in 6 games this year. I mean, just a complete and utter failure and a disaster. So, listen, Jets today, and today's not going to be any better. Listen, folks, today's not going to be any better, because you got New England coming in, the dynasty that was, the dynasty of the NFL in the last 50, 60 years, probably since the Steelers dynasty, or because they were better than the Cowboys and the Niners and then those dynasties. They had their dip. They went into their rebuild. They are out of their rebuild. The Jets are now on their 3rd rebuild since New England got rid of Brady, and they got rid of the Jets are on their 3rd rebuild since New England's dynasty kind of went by the wayside. They built it up, they tore it down. They got Aaron Rodgers, they built it up, they tore it down. Now here we are again, Aaron Glenn, and they've got 3 wins. And New England has one of the better young quarterbacks in the league. They are coming in today. They are going to whoop the Jets' ass. They are going to win the AFC East, and they're going to do it in the Meadowlands in front of probably a building that is 65 to 70% Patriots fans, because they're all on vacation. They're all on Christmas break and off for Christmas, and they got their tickets for Christmas to come down here to New Jersey, to New York, the tri-state area, and whoop the Jets' ass and walk out of that building today with an AFC East title and plant their flag firmly in the ground that they are back and the rebuild is over and this is a new era of Patriots football, and the Jets are still sitting here, can't even get off the ground. And you got Aaron Rodgers, who tanked the last 2 years for you in Pittsburgh, playing the Browns today, or in Cleveland today, playing the Browns with a chance to, with a win, will win his division title and take the Steelers to the playoffs and have a home playoff game. And the Jets are sitting there in their own slop, telling this girl, offering this poor girl who's been practicing now for 2 months to kick this field goal and win $100,000 and give half of it to her father's charity for cancer that he died of. She's a 15-year season ticket holder. And they told her she can't kick a field goal for a chance to win $100,000, and they offered her a $100 Visa gift card. $100 Visa gift card is what they offered her. And you got New England coming in. They've rebuilt from the dynasty. It's the new New England Patriots. They are now ready to go back to the playoffs and ready to contend for a title. And they got a quarterback that looks like he's got ice water running through his veins. He convinced me last week. Drake May convinced me last week that he is ready now to take this team on a playoff run. And the Jets have Cook as their quarterback today, and they're tanking, hoping the Giants somehow lose and they can get the top 2 picks. It is a sorry-ass state right now in New York City, in the tri-state area for football. And it's been like this now for a long time. The Jets have the longest active streak in American sports without making the playoffs. There are some bad teams in American sports. Bad teams. Just think of the leagues. The Nets, in our area, obviously, as well. The Pirates. There are bad teams all over American sports. But nobody has been bad longer than the New York Jets. Nobody. 15 years. You think they're making it next year? What are they going to do next year? They don't even know who their quarterback is. They're at half the fan base telling them, fire the coach. Like, what are we doing? And today is going to be a slap in the face of all the Jets fans. And that's why I think, that's why I think it was the perfect storm with this girl and this kick thing. And Woody Johnson, a billionaire. Johnson & Johnson, the head of the Johnson & Johnson fortune, had his insurance company combing through the rules and say that this girl couldn't kick a field goal for $100,000 in honor of her dead father, who's been season ticket holders for 18 years. She went to the New York Post, and they were like, New York Post went for comment, no comment. Silence, radio silence, nothing. It was only when Pat McAfee started making a big deal on ESPN across the country and they were getting slaughtered online. It was then and only then that they decided to change their tune. And you know what? Too late. Too late. You can't offer this girl a jersey and $100 Visa gift card. And she told it, good for her. She told him to go kick rocks. I ain't coming in though. I ain't taking no $100 gift card. I ain't taking no jersey. We had 18 people get tickets for this game, is what she said, and we're all giving them back. We're selling them on StubHub, and you know they're only getting $10 for tickets on StubHub. Maybe a little bit more, only because it's the Patriots coming in, and their fans are going to want to eat up the tickets. And now Friday. They come out in the afternoon on Friday. Oh, well, hey, listen. Hey, listen, don't worry about it. We're going to get that for you, and don't worry, we'll be playing. She's going to be allowed to kick the field goal. Well, too late, Jets. Too late, because it's already out there that you told her no. It's already out there, the insurance company flying through the rules and regs, and deep in the back of the rules and regs, it said something about being a college coach or a high school coach. She's a high school soccer coach. Come on. Wants to give the money to a dead father's foundation, and you told her to go, here's a $100 gift card instead. Doesn't matter. You let her kick it. Doesn't matter. Now, for her sake, she's got to make the kick because she made a big stink, and now she's got to make the kick. Don't be coming up here and shanking this thing, 20 feet left. Make the damn kick, girl. And I hope she does. And it's going to be, I'm telling you, it's a bad day for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is going to clinch a playoff spot. They're going to get their ass whooped by New England at home as New England celebrates a division title in their building after the dynasty has fallen, the rebuild has happened, and the Jets are still sitting there in their own slop at 3 wins, telling some girl that she can't have $100,000. Good luck, Jets fans. And you know what? I'm a Giants fan. Makes me feel a little bit better. A little bit better. We're going to get the number one pick. We are much worse than the Jets. But just that whole dysfunction that the Jets sit in day after day, after year, after month is just perfect. And it's their own damn fault, and they can't get out of their own way. And you just made yourself the hell. You didn't need to be the headlines today. You didn't need to be the headlines this week. Nobody needs to be talking about the Jets. And what they do? They told this girl to go, here's a $100 gift card. Don't worry, we'll throw a little something to your dead father's foundation. You've been coming here 15 years. So wow. Go out there and make that damn kick, girl. Make that damn kick, because you know what? The insurance company's not paying for it. Because the insurance company, we all know the insurance company doesn't have a heart. Like now we know the Jets don't have a heart, but we know insurance companies don't have a heart. They're not going to pay for it. They're not. So she can make it. It's coming out of Woody's pocket. So go out there and take that $100,000 right out of Woody's pocket, girl. All right, so now it's time to welcome in Mark Mancini. Hold on 1 second, Mark. Let me put you up here. I just had my Jets rant. 1 second, I'm going to put you up here.
Wow.
You know this. You heard the story, right? You heard the story.
Hey, we don't pull no punches on this show.
No, damn right we don't. And the Jets are disaster. Listen, football, it's football. It's New York City. We should have some football, right? For crying out loud. For crying out loud. Get me some damn football. 1 second. I'm going to get you up on the screen here. Let me just get that.
That's
off.
crazy, man.
Yeah. Did you hear the story?
I didn't hear the story, but I kind of picked it up as I was waiting in the waiting room.
She won hold on 1 second. Here, I got you. I'm going to put you on the screen here. Just got to get it. We're all kinds of messed up here today. I got baby running around in the back. I got babysitting for my daughter, and then a whole bunch of stuff going on. Hold on, let me put you on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but yeah. So she was kicking like in a fan zone. Nope, thing here. Let me put you.
Yeah.
On. Where are you? You know what? I'm just gonna put you on the screen.
Kicking in a fan zone.
In a fan zone type of thing, like in the pregame. You know how they'll have like.
Yeah.
Let me edge you. Hold on 1 second. Why can't I edge you? Oh, no, now you're the whole screen.
Boy, we should have a show on piss poor franchises.
Right? Hold on.
Yeah.
1 second here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, disaster. And then they the insurance company found something saying that. There you are. Hold on, let me get this.
Hey.
One. So there he is, Mark Mancini, XM Radio, a whole bunch of stuff, covers the Pirate doing. I guess it covers the Pirates and Steelers and everything for us. But so she was kicking. And she couldn't make, and she made the kick, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you come back and do this competition, later in the season, see if you can qualify for it." And she qualified for it. It's a 25-yard kick, and then they found out this week she's been telling everybody she's been practicing for $100,000, and they were like, "Oh, you're a high school soccer coach, you can't do it." And she made a stink of it, and she went to the New York Post, and the Jets said nothing. And then Thursday, the Heat started getting turned up on the Jets, and they offered her a $100 Visa gift card. And she told him to go kick rocks.
Wow.
And then McAfee got on the story, and it was all over the internet. And she went, and now they're going to let her kick today. So I said, listen, you better make the kick. Right? You better make the kick. But hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing good. The Steelers are in Cleveland.
Yeah,
They're
big game.
Put the Ravens away. And you don't want to take it into next week. Even though that game would be in Pittsburgh, I don't want to see
No,
the
no.
Ravens and Henry. No way.
You don't want to take it into next week. Is absolutely right. And listen, they look good last night. It was a Derrick Henry throwback the clock type of situation. It was he was running over people. He was just better than everybody. That was the Hall of Fame Derrick Henry that came back and played last night.
I haven't seen reminiscence of that since Earl Campbell days.
Yeah, he was destroyed. I mean, he was just running through the Packers defense.
Let me tell you, the DK Metcalf thing is people are kind of pointing the finger at him. We don't know what this joker said to him.
Doesn't matter what he said. Doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter what he said. The guy's a fan. You can't go over there and grab the fan.
The thing. Right. But where's the rent-a-cop? Where's the rent-a-cop?
They were there.
They have a rent-a-cop.
Listen, they were standing there. They watched it. They're afraid to. They don't know if they have the. Listen, like you said, they're rent-a-cops, right? It's not even. It's like stadium security, which generally around the country, stadium security is like the retired cops, or it's their moonlighting gig that they're doing that they're not supposed to have, but they're doing it anyway. But he's got it. You can't let him grab the guy's hair and throw a couple punches.
Well, yeah, but you know what? There's and where I stand with players and owners. I'm always been for the players. The players know I'm for the players. We had batteries thrown at Dave Parker, God rest his soul, up there when he signed $1 million contract in Pittsburgh. We've seen the Milton Bradley things. There's some fans that cross the line when they pay their $10 ducats.
Oh, I agree. But you got to be better. Right? You're getting millions of dollars. You can't win that. You can't win against the fans. Like even in New York here. The Mets owner the other day tried to take on the fans. Oh, you're idiots. He called them idiots. He called the media idiots because they're getting on him because he's dumping everybody.
But the thing is,
you can't beat the fans.
But we don't know what was said in there. He could have said something about his dead
mom. But we do though, because there was that camera that's right there on the right where the guy was, 2 rows back. And Metcalf came out, and listen, and I am as liberal as it gets. And I'm all for it. Listen, don't be racist and everything. He sat there and he said the guy was saying some racist stuff. N-words were flying. No, I didn't hear, nobody heard it. They got cameras there like 2 minutes before it, 3 minutes. Now, was he saying it earlier in the game? Maybe. But I think other people would have reacted to that, and the guy would have. If the guy's sitting there a row ahead of me, and he's saying the N-word all game, and I'm here with my daughter or something, you're going to get him thrown out, right? He's going to be thrown out. Nobody's going to stand for that. People aren't going to stand for that. Well, he's not going to sit there all day and throw around racist terms.
Well, but it's the same. When I start hearing things like this, and we got to go for the fan, the player can't do this, it reminds me of the inappropriate relationship Marone did. And Marone crossed the line when he went to the lady's house.
Yes.
He crossed the line. But Michigan had no right to fire him prior to that because
he did because he's a boss. He's our boss. You can't sleep with your subordinates.
But here's the thing: we look at inappropriate relationships like but then we give the drug addicts and all these other gambling guys like 500 chances. How do we give those guys 500 chances? But the inappropriate relationship, we crack down on that right away.
Because
why is that a black and white issue?
Because I think it's because addiction is a disease. Whether you want to believe it or not, the American Medical Association says addiction is a disease. It's just like any other disease. Once you get it, you can't get rid of it. You're an addict for life, right? So that's one. And I get it. You had to make the original choice to do drug, whatever it was. But when you are the head coach of Michigan football and you are banging the girl who you just promoted all the way up from whatever she was, right? In the last year and a half, from a $40,000 salary to a $100,000 salary, and you're sleeping with her, and you have control. That's, first of all, that's subordinate, and that's a power dynamic right there anyway. And then you get fired. It came out. First of all, it should have come out. It looks like everybody knew. Everybody but the school and the press knew, and the school probably knew too. They're just keeping it quiet. You come out, and she comes out, and she kept her receipts. And you knew that's what she's going to do. The guy's 30 years older than her, 20 years older than her. And then you go to her house, and you threaten to kill yourself, and you threaten to kill her, and whatever it is.
That crossed the line there. The Ohio guy got canned too on inappropriate relationships. But if you're going to create, what I don't understand is, everything should be black and white then, and instead of creating gray areas. And I saw Steve Howe have, God rest his soul, up there 9 chances with the Dodgers.
Yes. Drugs.
All these people that have drinking problems, drug problems, and gambling problems. it just seems to me that they get 35 to 40 chances compared to the guy that has an inappropriate relationship.
Well, listen, we love it. We love a comeback story in this country, all right? If this guy, but there are certain things you can't come back from. You can't come back, and like domestic violence is one of them. And domestic violence,
that's not an inappropriate
relationship. You're right. And he did, but he went over there and he threatened her, and he might have hit. And he might listen. He didn't hit her. But like, look at Ray Rice. Even domestic violence, we let people come back from, right? You know why Ray Rice didn't get a second chance? Because we saw it. When you hear domestic violence, you don't really think about how bad it is. And then when you have the video come out and it's Ray Rice knocking this, or it's P. Diddy knocking this girl out in the hotel, like you're like, whoa,
well, yeah,
whoa, what is that?
Those kind of guys are going after 15-year-olds.
But these guys that get the second chances are doing the same thing. We just don't see it.
Right, but I'm saying, for a person that's working in an environment to have an inappropriate relationship should be on the same level, and I'm not condoning it by any means,
drugs,
but it should be on the same level as domestic violence and domestic abuse and all this other stuff with gambling and drug problems and drinking and all. And yet they push all that other side. They never address the elephant in the room on that. But they want to bring the other one right to the forefront and and crucify somebody.
But I think domestic violence, you shouldn't get a second chance. And like I said, it's different when we see it.
Yeah.
Like Jose Reyes comes back every year. Right? And he gets a standing ovation. And I'm guilty as charged. I'm right there I'm right there at Citi Field, giving Jose Reyes a standing ovation. Domestic violence, right? We don't know exactly what he did. We'd heard he beat his wife or he hit his wife or something happened, right? He probably, if we saw a video of Jose Reyes, it probably looks something like what Ray Rice did or what P. Diddy did. And that's just god-awful. If we actually saw Jose Reyes knocking out his wife, there's no way he'd ever come back to Citi Field, ever. But we don't see the video.
Well,
so we just hear domestic violence.
Inappropriate relationships has been going on for years. It will continue to go on for years, and we've seen it with presidents.
Of course it will.
Nothing's going to ever change with that one.
But it's a power dynamic. There were people who probably deserved that raise that she got that didn't get it because he's banging the girl who's 23 years old.
Yeah, Well, what if the girl was 50? Then it wouldn't be a story, right?
No, that'd be just gross. Come on, Mark.
Well.
Just kidding. But you're right. If she was 50, it wouldn't be as flashy a headline. Because it's not as scandalous.
You wouldn't lose the job either. I don't think.
You might lose the job. It might not come out. They tried to brush it. Listen, Michigan knew about this. They knew about this a month or two ago. Because the whole team knew about it, apparently. They wanted to sweep it under the rug. And then she came back and she's like, no. I got the receipts. I'm going to the news.
So let me tell you, if I'm looking at this whole thing and I'm running it, drunk driving, if you get 3 priors, a drunk driver, or you get 1 prior, you should lose your license for a year.
You do lose your license, right? Yeah, you do. Or at least 6 months. Whatever it is.
Well, if you get 2, then you should never be able to drive and take the bus for a living. But
you can never listen. You can't get a job driving the bus. If I got a DWI tomorrow, I can't get a job ever driving the city bus. Yeah, and that's right. That's probably right. But I'm not going to be. I can't. It's not that so I can never get a job again, right? I'm allowed to come back.
Well, it's like in baseball with the guys in Cleveland. You're bringing sponsors into this show. Into this baseball realm, and letting them, talking about gambling. But now they gamble on themselves, and now you're throwing them out of baseball.
And Ben Roethlisberger, listen, you're a Pittsburgh fan. Ben Roethlisberger, he raped that girl in that stairwell. Right? We know he did. He did something inappropriate with that girl in that stairwell, and he came back, and he's a hero. Ben Roethlisberger walks into that stadium today, standing ovation. Hero. Hero's welcome. He raped that girl in that stairwell, and he did, and something happened there. Maybe not full rape, maybe whatever it was. Something inappropriate happened there. He walks into that stadium today, full standing ovation. So you can't tell me that they don't get second chances, because they do.
Well, yeah, but you're also saying, older guy, younger girl. I'm saying if they're both on the same age thing, how is that an inappropriate relationship when somebody could be lonely on the other side?
Because then she needs to resign, or he needs to resign. You can't have it. So you can't in corporate America, you can't do that because it's a power dynamic. Because he could say to her, if she loses interest, which is inevitable, right? At some point, she loses interest because she starts dating someone in her own age from school or something. She loses interest. He might say to her, "Oh yeah, well you need this job, right? You need this job. So you got to pay. You got to live somewhere. You better ditch him." And she has power over her. He has power.
Are we covering up anybody that has a gambling problem or a drunk problem or
I'm sure they are.
Drug problem?
Yeah, drug problem's different. I told you drug problem's different because that's a disease. Whether you believe it or not, it's considered a disease by the American Medical Association. It is. And people suffer and they do. And some people don't listen. Some people, and it ends up ruining their lives anyway, right? Even if they look at Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. Dwight Gooden is still a nightmare. He's still a disaster.
It could ruin other people's lives. We saw
Of course it can. Of course it can. Yeah. You're right, Rob. Yeah, Rob Reiner. Exactly. It ruined his life. Although he lived a pretty good life, but you're right. His kid killed him because he was a drug addict.
Yeah. I just think that we look at things one way, certain things, and we create gray areas on them.
Yeah, they do.
Instead of black and white.
And it all comes down to the public, whether they're willing to give you. Some people get a second chance, some people don't. Some people, they're like, that's this guy. Look just in this business, in our business, Tom Brenneman. Right, Tom Brenneman. You know Tom Brenneman. He said he made that comment about gays. He was a hot mic. He didn't know he was doing NFL playoffs. He was doing big time bowl games. He was doing baseball playoffs, game of the week. Tom Brenneman. He does now a podcast like this where it might not even be as big as my podcast. And I see him, and he's Tom Brenneman. Like to me, you hear the voice. Now people who don't know, you hear the voice, but he's the guy who made a comment about fags, and then he did, and then there was a home run right after, and in the middle of his apology, he's like, "Oh, and there's a long ball hits a right, and it's gone, and I don't know if I'll ever be here again." And he got pulled off the air that inning, and nobody ever saw him again. He didn't get a second chance, and he's tried, and he hasn't gotten a second chance. You know, some people, sometimes it's I think it's random. It's like luck or not, because it's random. Like, why does Tom Brenneman not get a second chance, but somebody who says the N-word on a hot mic has gotten a second chance? You know, you don't know. You don't know.
We just saw what was it? The Flyers announcer had a hot mic last week.
Did he? What did he say? What did he say? The hot mic's a classic.
Something about a blow thing. You gonna blow me or something?
Like
he didn't realize.
And we're all guilty of it. I sit here with my buddy and we'll be talking. I'll be like, we got to be more careful. You know, like what are we saying here? Like we got to be more careful because everybody says things that could get them into all kinds of hot water. Whether if you joke around with your friends or whatever. Well, but if you say it with this thing,
hey, listen, you know me. I don't care. If I was 20 years old, the Dodgers would be the last organization I'd play for. I'd go to Minnesota. Yeah. You know that. So
you do it just to ruin their broadcast.
Yeah, I don't really care if they're listening. You know that.
So now
I'm not a Dodgers guy.
Back to the football. We got way off. We got to start talking about Rob Reiner. We got way off course here. It always goes haywire. Always goes haywire with Mark.
We have no filter.
So
no filter here.
We're an hour before kickoff now. You got the Steelers. Are they 1 o'clock today?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 o'clock. Cleveland. You got Deion's kid, right? Are you worried about today's game? I think they could. I mean, it's a 3.5 point spread.
You know what? I'll tell you. I'm getting ready to get my shirt on here, and I'll piss off the whole city. Cleveland sucks. Feel the Pittsburgh lumber.
Yeah.
And I'll break that thing out. The Browns are. I know a good friend that does news out here, and she's a Cleveland fan and loves the Browns. But let's face it, that's another piss poor.
They like the Jets. They like the Jets.
Yeah, you could put those two teams together and probably add the team with you're wearing on your head there, and they should form one team.
You know what the sad thing is this is the only thing that, besides the Rangers in '94, this is the only thing I've ever won with.
You know what? I got to say it, man. I mean, you guys, we all stick together, and we're true troopers on this with my Pirates, with your Giants. But then you got the bandwagon guys. But no, I think Pittsburgh knows what's at stake, and they're going to go in there. It's going to be a close game. Cleveland has a hell of a defense. Pittsburgh's losing 2 wide receivers, but I think Cleveland's going to feel a Pittsburgh lumber tonight.
Yeah, I think so too, because I think the fact that you have Aaron Rodgers and he's a veteran. He's done this a million times. He's been here a million times. Because in the long, now it's like the Jets, the fact that he came to Pittsburgh and he's done this and he's going to lead them, looks like, to a division title, a home playoff game. now the Jets thing is just going to be just a whisper in the wind in the story of his career, right? It's not even going to be like remembered. Yeah. It's not even going to be because it could have went that if that was the end of Rodgers with the Jets and with the first game and he blows the Achilles out on the third play, that he sucks the next year. If that was the end of Rodgers' career, it would hang with him. But now that he's come here and he's done this, he's going to play. He's probably going to be announced a Pro Bowler. He's had a good year. I think now the Jets thing is just a mention in the byline.
The top 5 franchises that you got to scratch your head and go, wow, living off a past tradition or whatever. The Jets, the Giants, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. Top 5.
Yeah. The Cowboys, right? And the Raiders too. The Raiders are always terrible. And Pete Carroll's got. I mean, Pete Carroll, I think it's time for Pete Carroll to go, right?
Some people show their age. I mean, I'm 64 and I look damn good.
Yeah. No, you look good.
Pete Carroll's starting to look like he's 96 and ready for assisted living.
Like if you had a 20-something-year-old intern, I might be looking into it because there might be something going on.
Yeah, if I wasn't married,
your wife would kill you. Your wife would kill you, right? I mean, our wives would kill us anyway.
Give me a Bridget Bardot.
We wouldn't get a second chance. We wouldn't get a second chance there.
Yeah,
but now would
they pull a bobbit on us?
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I think though for the Steelers, you better get it done today. You better get it done. Don't give the Ravens life.
Don't want to go into Pittsburgh next week and try to stop Henry. But you know what would be interesting is I'm not even feeling good if one of those teams, Chargers, Texans, or Buffalo, have to come into Pittsburgh, because those teams can give the 2 of those 3 teams have beaten the Steelers this year.
I think Buffalo's the best team.
No, I think the Chargers can go in there.
Yeah, Chargers looked bad yesterday.
Harbaugh has been the only coach that's got, in his 2 seasons in L.A., have got the Chargers to 11 wins. Back to back.
They couldn't do anything offensively yesterday. They were terrible. They were terrible yesterday.
Well, shot themselves in the foot. Had chance after chance.
I don't trust Denver. I don't trust Denver, even though they won the AFC
no, they're not
West.
Going nowhere.
No, they're not going nowhere. I don't trust. I think Seattle's a paper tiger in the NFC.
Yep, I think, well, you know where I stand on this, and I've been saying it. New England, Jacksonville, and the Chargers. On the other side, it's going to come down to the Eagles and Rams.
I think that something's missing with the Eagles this year. They're just something's missing. Like Saquon's not as good. They don't. It's not there for the Eagles, and I hope it's not, because I'm a Giants fan, obviously.
If they draw the Rams at home in the first, that could be detrimental.
The Rams are good, though. The Rams are good. Yeah. They are up and down the field. That game they lost. The only reason they're going to miss the 1 seed, if it happens, is because they lost just a game that would never ever happen again. You can play that game a million times, it would never happen again. They win every time.
Rams to win the division, they're going to have to win out.
And they need Seattle to lose one.
49ers and Seahawks got to lose.
Because Seattle plays San Francisco next week. That's why. That's where the issue comes for the Rams, because one of those teams is going to win next week because they play each other. And then there's going to be like a 12-win or an 11-win wild card team out of the West that's going to have to go to either Tampa or Carolina.
Oh, they'll beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, but you say that, and I agree with you. But how many times have we seen that NFC South with 7-9, and they get in the playoffs, and they beat the team with 11 wins that comes in there? Home cooking is a big deal in the playoffs in the NFL.
Last year with the Redskins.
Yeah, exactly. Commanders, Mark. Commanders.
And they went into Detroit. Beat them.
Yeah. And then they went to the conference championship, and now look, they suck again this year.
Pounded by the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Giants did, right? The Giants have been good for 1 year in the last 12 years. They won. They beat Minnesota.
Tigers, Well, the Bears are looking like Detroit was last year.
That was a hell of a win. That was a hell of a win, Lance. That was a hell of a win against the Packers.
And Caleb Williams is probably better than Jared Goff, but they got that same offense Detroit runs.
Yeah, but Detroit last year listen, and I like Detroit. You gotta like Detroit if you're not a Detroit fan, because they were the Jets forever. Detroit was forever the worst team.
I think they tuned out Campbell. Campbell's getting tuned out there.
Yeah, he's too risky too. He's too risky. You can't be playing Madden in the NFC and divisional playoffs, going for 4th down and 10 on your own, whatever yard line in a tight game. He rolled the dice too many times, and he did it in the playoffs, and he cost him the game.
Well, the other thing is too, what people don't understand is you got six games in your own division with Chicago, Green Bay, and Minnesota. You had to go to Kansas City, Baltimore, Philly. You played Pittsburgh. You played the Rams, San Francisco. I mean, you were, you had a hell of a schedule.
Yeah. Well, the Giants, yeah. But the Giants could have played the easiest schedule, and they'd have 4 wins. 5 wins. They lost Scatterboo. They have a rookie quarterback who I like, but he hasn't been the same since the concussions. He doesn't realize yet. It hasn't clicked yet that these NFL players are big and they're strong and they're fast and they're going to kill me if I keep this up. And they can't get it through his head because he's a 23-year-old kid, just like Scatterboo. Scatterboo ripped his Achilles off, right? And then 3 days later, he's coming down into a cage match in WWE. And what are you doing? Where is somebody there? You got to protect these guys from themselves because they're 23 years old. We were all idiots. We were all idiots at 23 years old.
No doubt about it. God, what a show, baby.
Yeah, always, Mark. I got all kinds of stuff going on wrong here with this show today. I was supposed to be on this network. I couldn't get hooked up to it. We may be on it. We may not be. I got the baby. Okay. I got my girl here running around. I got my wife's at a brunch with my friends. I can't go to because I'm still dealing with these kidney stones. Forget it. And look, and we still making waves in the.
And then we're on the radio talking about wife and everything. Hey, I'm looking over my shoulder. We don't need our wives pulling the Chris Benson on us.
No.
No, we don't need that.
I'm going to let you go, Mark. Get out of here. Listen, go Pittsburgh. Go Pittsburgh. I'm rooting for you.
Hey, we'll see you next week, baby. Same time, same channel.
Mark Mancini, everybody. Thanks, Mark.
You.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too. You too. Happy New Year, Mark. All right, so that's Mark Mancini, everybody. And listen, good talk there. That was good. Hold on, let me bring this up. We got, like I said, we got all kinds of things going on here that are issues here. Okay, so there we are. So now I'm gonna play. Brett and I did our picks. We're gonna get the picks in here for today's games. We did about 5 or 6 picks. If you guys are watching over there at the brunch that I'm supposed to be at, but I can't because I'm out of work with the kidney stones and everything going on. Have fun over there, guys. I wish I could have been with you, but I'm here doing the show. So. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Here's me and Brett now making our picks. We're gonna make the picks, and then that's gonna be it for us. As far as the network goes with the Sports Empire Network, listen, I don't know if we're on there right now. I tried. If not, we will definitely be on there going forward in the future. I'll do a show tonight or something on there. So that goes it. Here's our pick segment. Brett and myself, we did it again about a couple hours ago. And enjoy the football games, everybody. And that's it for me. And enjoy the rest of the show. All right, so now time for our pick selection. As Brett, we welcome him back. Brett in. He went and had brunch. I don't know if he had brunch yet, but okay. So
don't worry, we're just doing picks. Let's just picks over about.
We're gonna do our picks here. Let me bring them up here. 1 second. I'll just edit this out so it doesn't matter. Hold on. All right, so our picks. First pick, my Jets and New England. The Jets are 13.5 points underdogs at home against New England. 2 touchdown underdogs at home.
Just go cash your ticket. Just go cash your ticket right now.
Go over the FanDuel.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I don't know. The Jets, maybe they score a touchdown or 2, and they may actually. I guess they could cover, but no, I take the Patriots and the points.
Plus minus 150. The girl hits the field goal.
Minus 150 that she makes.
I just put the odds at minus 150 because she's been practicing. She's D1.
Give me the
miss.
Whatever the other end misses.
Okay,
I'll take the odds that she doesn't even touch the ball.
Plus 125. Plus 125 is the miss.
Doesn't touch the ball. Charlie Brown.
Doesn't touch the ball. All right. I got the Patriots are going in there to embarrass the Jets. They're going to embarrass them. They're going to win the division on their field. It's going to be a disaster. It's not going to be a good day for Jets fans.
Something in the 40s to something in the teens.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Pittsburgh in Cleveland needs the win to secure the division. They're 4.5 point favorites. Yeah. Who you got? Pittsburgh minus 4.5 over Cleveland.
Mentioned it earlier. I think Cleveland's winning at some point in this fourth quarter, and I think that the Steelers still go on to win. And it's not really. It looks really tight. It's not really that tight.
So like a late backdoor cover.
Yeah.
Touch it.
What's the spread?
What's the spread? 4.5. So they're up 3, and then they score a late touchdown or something like that. They get a pick, or you picking the Browns?
I don't know why I would pick the Browns. I don't know.
You don't know. These games, the NFL is ridiculous. You never know.
I know, and I hate it, and I can't go. You know what? Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns 4.5.
Giants, Raiders in the toilet bowl for the number 1 pick, possibly. Giants have never had the number 1 pick. It's in Las Vegas. They're probably out last night, right? Do you think the coach told them go out and have some fun? Stay out all night in Vegas?
No, that's what gets you hyped. That's how we win these games. Yeah. That's how you get going. That's Giants, how we get going.
2.5 point favorites. 2.5 point favorites.
New Yorkers out in Vegas, we get so hyped up. We wake up in the morning and then we go to rehab, that club at like 6 a.m. And that's what they're doing today.
Giants so down 2, late.
Jackson Dart.
They can't make a field goal. They haven't made field goals in months.
He's got his sister's necklace on. Oh, he's having
Giants haven't made field goals in years. They have no field goal kicker. They try a 53-yarder. They're down a point, or they're down 2 points. They kick it. They miss it. They get the number 1 pick. Give me the Raiders money line, and you could lay the 2.5 points or whatever you want to do. Giants are getting giving 2.5 points at minus 2.5. Give me the Raiders.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. Vegas is right. It's in Vegas. You think you're getting this thing wrong and right in the backyard?
Yeah, they get it wrong in the backyard.
In Vegas.
Now some big games, some consequential games. Eagles in Buffalo against the Bills. Eagles don't need it. It doesn't matter. Bills need it to keep pace with New England and hope for the Jets a miracle. Eagles, plus 2.5 in Buffalo.
I think it's Buffalo. Buffalo all day. No money line. You don't need to do any of that. Buffalo by 10. Okay,
and then the last 2 ones I got for you. NFC West. Big one in the NFC West. Oh, no. Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week. Never mind. The NFC West already played. So one more game. Chicago, plus 3.5 in San Francisco. Big game. Big game for both teams.
Yeah. San Francisco's on the come up. They were so bad early in the year.
The Bills just won. The Bears just won that wild comeback.
It shows you how good they are now. But this is in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's
what prime time.
Sunday night.
You know what? I'm done doubting Caleb Williams. Give me the Bears.
Okay. I want the Bears. I'm going to be rooting hard for the Bears. If I'm betting,
I think I'm betting. Like, I want new blood in these playoffs. I want all the old teams out.
I'm taking the points.
I want like a full Mets rebuild in these playoffs.
I'm taking the hook. I'm taking the hook, I think, because it's 3.5. That hook will get you every time. You'd be like, oh, San Francisco, 100%. And then you lose. They win by 3, and you lose your money. So give me the Bears plus 3.5. They probably lose outright, but they 3.5. So that's it, Brett. Listen, I think it was so great here with the Sports Empire Network. Right, we did everything great.
No, I like it. I think you get a little, we have a little off take from New York. That's what we do over here.
Texas feel to this game, to the show. This is
nice, though. This is nice. I'm looking forward to actually listening to the other people on there because it's just such a different feel to other spots, other people, and you're like, oh, wow, that's what they do over here. That's what they think about this.
This is how New York rolls.
And then maybe we can all, a couple of us get together and we'll start, chatting
I'm not going to Texas. I'm not going to Texas.
Just podcast.
We won't make it in Texas. So enjoy the games, everybody. That does it for us. For Brett Grosso, don't forget, if you don't know, check us out, lockedupsports.net, lockedupsports.net. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the other shows on the network. For Brett Grosso, I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. Enjoy the games, everybody. See ya.